we are going to just do an example on testing if we can identify what our algebraic terms are. The terms being variable, constant, coefficient, term, expression, and equation. So these are the specific algebraic language that we are going to be using. All right, let's have a look at this example. 2ab plus 3y take away 6q is equal to 9 take away c. So question number 1, identify whether this is an equation or an expression. Now if you have a look, it has an equal sign. The fact that it's got an equal sign tells us that it's an equation. Equation and equal sound similar. That's one of the ways to remember. Okay? Now, let's have a look at B. Write the coefficient of y. According to what we have learned, coefficient means the number directly in front of a variable. So let's look for our y term. Let's have a look. This is our y term over there. Okay? And what is the number right in front of y? We have positive 3. So therefore, coefficient of y is 3. C. Write the coefficient of q. Now let's look for our q term. If you have a look, that's our q term. Now if you notice, the number in front of q is negative 6, not 6. It's negative 6q, not 6q. So therefore, the coefficient of q, the number just before q, is negative 6. Okay? Next thing, let's list the variables. Variables, as we know, are all the letters or alphabets in our equation. So let's go from left to right, and the variables we have are A, B, Y, Q, and C. And the last one, write any constants. Constants are just any numbers, so just numbers by itself, okay? So 2AB, there's a number 2 in front of A and B, but remember 2AB is not, the 2 in 2AB is not by itself. It is with A and B, which means that 2 has been multiplied by A and multiplied by B. So therefore, we can't say that 2 is a constant. The only constants are the numbers by themselves. So the only number we have by themselves is number 9. All right, let's look at an example where we rewrite any questions, or we rewrite expressions without using conventions like times and divide, or something multiplied by itself more than once. Okay, so this little note actually gives us a summary of how we simplify algebraic conventions. Okay, so when we are multiplying any of the letters or pronumerals or variables together, we don't write the multiplication number, or we don't the multiplication sign. When we are dividing, we don't write the division sign. So when we multiply, we just write them one after the other in order of numbers first, and then if there are any of the variables, then the variables are multiplied together and written in alphabetical order. If we divide it, then we don't write the division sign. Instead, we write them over, okay, as a fraction. So let's have a look at the first example. In the first example, t times a times 2 times a divide by 7b. So divide by 7b, we'll do that first. So divide by 7b as a fraction, just divide by 7b. And then if you have a look, it's t times a times 2 times a. Let's look for our number first. The only number there is 2. So 2 is not multiplied by another number, so we just write down our 2. Then let's look at our variables in alphabetical order. Okay, so if you have a look, then we can see that a is multiplied by itself twice. So what that means is a multiplied by itself twice. If we remember, anything multiplied by itself twice is simplified as a squared. So that becomes a squared. Then if we see, we have another letter still in the numerator, which is letter T. Okay, so that means all of that is also multiplied by T. We don't write the multiplication sign and just the T. So that whole term expression is simplified to 2a squared T divided by 7b. Okay, number 2. Rohan has X Smarties and Y jelly beans. So if we write them without, not as a worded not as a sentence, but as a mathematical expression, that becomes X plus Y. Number 3, Ruby has 3 more Smarties. So let's look for our keywords over here. 3 more. What does 3 more mean? More means you are adding. Yeah? Okay? And has double the amount. So double, what does double mean? Double over there obviously means times by 2. Anything double means you multiply that by 2. So if I rewrite that now, okay, as an algebraic expression, so she has 3 more Smarties. So therefore, Smarties, in number 2, we have given Smarties the variable of x. So now Ruby has 3 more Smarties, which is x plus 3, and double the number of jelly beans. So jelly beans is y, and means plus, double is 2 times 1. Right, so that's simplified as that. Then the last one. Ruby eats 10 Smarties and 8 jelly beans. So she has eaten them, which means that they're gone now. Gone means that we take away. So initially she had x plus 3 Smarties. Now she's eaten 10, which means you take away 10. And she had 2 y jelly beans, and now she's eaten 8 jelly beans, which means you take away 8. Now, if you have a look, we can see that there are some like terms. Okay? And our like terms over here are our constants, which is positive 3, take away 10, and take away 8. So now we can simplify those 3 numbers. If we simplify them, okay, so we have x as it is, so that becomes equals to x, and 3 take away 10 becomes negative 7, and take away 8 becomes negative 15. So let's write out our number, or our constant right at the end, and bring our plus 2y before them. So if we rewrite that by simplifying, we get x plus 2y take away 15.